another video, and today this is kind of going to be a one book haul that I got for review, and then an actual review for a different book that I didn't get for review but decided I'd do a review for because it was amazing. So I'm going to show you the book I got for review first, and let me just tell you, I did it again. So I got Beneath the Forsaken City by C.E. Laureano, and this is the Song of Sierra series. But you know, just get a good look at that. Book freaking 2. I got a second book in a series again before I got the first. Luckily I haven't read this yet, so I mean I won't be fully repeating what I did last time with Wonder. But yeah, I requested this for review and didn't realize that it was the second book in a series, but it was, and kind of a bit upset about that because I was really excited for this book, but now I have to get the first book, so this one has got to wait a bit. So the next book is the review, and it's going to be The Story of Awkward by R.K. Ryals, and I don't have a physical copy, so I'll have the picture of it right here because I have an ebook. If you find out after this interview that you would like to read this book, it is free on Amazon for the Kindle, so that's a plus and you should go get it. I have like my review typed up on Goodreads, so I'm going to be looking at my laptop and everything like that. So basically this book is about this girl, Peregrine Stork. Her name is actually like Perry, and she hasn't had the greatest life. Her mom and dad are verbally abusive, and so she creates this world called Awkward, and it's basically a place where people who are like her can feel like they have a home, I guess you could say. And her and her best friend Camilla, I don't know how you pronounce it, are on their way to New York with Camilla's brother Foster, and they're driving in the middle of a storm, and they end up getting like knocked into the water, and Perry drowns. But instead of her dying, she wakes up in this world of Awkward, world that she created, that was her perfect place where she can go and just be herself and be accepted. And it's basically starting to be taken over by perfection, and so it's just their way of saving Awkward in a sense, and it's the story of Awkward. So my opinion on the book is I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed this book. If I were to have reread it again right after I first read it, I would have. That's how amazing it was. If I were to give it a star rating, it'd be 5 out of 5. And I definitely recommend it to everybody. I mean, the story and the premise was amazing, and I can't even fathom how amazing this book was. And it had such a great message because it taught you that even if you're this awkward person, or you're not perfect, or you don't think that you fit in with like those popular people, that there is a place for you, and that things like that don't matter, and that you should embrace your awkward. Another message that I got from the book is that everybody has their own stories behind them in their life, so don't just go judging them by what you've heard in the past or what they've done in their past, because their past is their past, and their present is their present, and their future is their future. Basically, this book is a fairy tale fantasy sort of contemporary book, and it is such colorful and vivid in the way of descriptions. The characters are so colorfully made up, and they're just so beautifully described that it makes you want to keep reading, and that's what it made me want to do. I didn't want to put the book down like ever because it was just that amazing. And when I say colorful, it's sorry, my thing keeps on duping, like literal and metaphorical as well, because you can see a bunch of different stuff, but there's literally a bunch of color because Perry created the world colorful. There is a little fairy called Humble, I believe her name is, and she has purple teeth, and her like fairy glitter stuff that comes out of her, whatever fairies do, tastes like watermelon. And then there's like the rain tastes like coffee, mocha coffee, and there's this one waterfall that tastes like cotton candy. So just a bunch of color and just vivid descriptions of everything. And another favorite thing I love is the character development, because you get to see into each of the characters' lives, like her father and her mother. You get to see what they do and why they are the way they are. You get to know about Perry and about Foster and about each of the characters in Awkward that were her creations. They might not be very explanatory with the characters of Awkward, but once you get to the certain part I'm thinking of, you'd realize that even the people in Awkward, they have their own story to tell and everything like that. And so I thought that was really amazing because it doesn't like just skip out on any certain character. It gives every character their own wants and their own needs and everything like that. And I absolutely loved seeing the relationship develop between Foster and Perry. It went from this hatred to this tolerable nature through the whole thing, and I thought that was just amazing because at the beginning Perry hated Foster because of something he did in the past, and as she got to know him she realized that he's different than who he was then than he was now. And so it was just really amazing to see that change there, and it like puts you into a new perspective on how you deal with people that are like that, people in the past who have done certain things, and then you look to them now and they're completely different. And it was just amazing. And then lastly, I'm just going to talk about the layout of the book. Covers matter when you're choosing a book. I will be honest, I choose a book first. If I see it and it has a nice cover, I will look at it and then decide. I have never once seen an ugly covered book and picked it up. I am that type of bookish snob. That's how I do. But the cover is so like elegant but so simple, and it portrays Awkward in one character, and it's this girl who just has these glasses, and you know, everybody thinks that people with glasses are like these like nerdy awkward type people, and I mean I kind of fit that stereotype sometimes. It's just a nicely laid out cover, and then the chapters, I love about the chapters, they have these like little quotes at the top of the chapters, and they have like these like little moments from Perry that says that awkward moment when, and this book is so quotable. Okay, so I have some quotes that I really loved from this book, and I'm gonna share them with you guys because maybe these quotes will help convince you to read these books. These are in like no particular order for the quotes, so they will literally just be jumping around everywhere. This is one of my favorite quotes from the whole book. It is, "Relationships are as much a work of art as drawing. It takes time. It takes up a lot of erasing, smudging, and redoing. In the end, it's usually worth it. Sometimes it's not." Here's another one. "Princes should never be perfect. They should have nightmares. They should be picky eaters and made queasy by the sight of blood. They should be blunt and occasionally a little arrogant. They should be loyal and determined. Most of all, they should be awkward and real." And then another one I'll share is, "A princess doesn't always need a prince. She doesn't always need saving, but when she does, it shouldn't be from someone who is so easily seduced by a pretty face and beautiful words, because in the end, those are always deceptive." That is my thoughts and opinions of the story of Awkward, and I would highly recommend it to everybody who watches this video because this book is literally one of the greatest, and I don't ever pick favorite books or favorite anything. I always say that these are some of my favorites, but I never say this is my favorite book. But I feel like with this book it has given me a chance to be able to say that because it's such a great message and it's just a wonderful book, and I don't think I have ever loved a book as much as this one. And that's saying a lot because I loved Kill a Mockingbird and The Great Gatsby and The Hobbit, but I think this one's up there a bit before those. So yeah, like I said, I'd give this one a 5 out of 5 stars, and I'd recommend it to everybody. If you've read this before, leave in the comments down below and tell me, because I would love to know your opinion on this book as well. If there's any other reviews for books that you would like me to do, tell me that as well. Just, you know, comment down below. If you like this video, give it a huge thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Okay, bye! Sorry, my thing keeps on duping. I have to load up my Tumblr because that's where all my other quotes are. Ew, there's a hair in my water bottle. Blech. You guys like my hair and look today? I had to go out and eat with my sister because of an early birthday dinner with my familia. Scrolling, trying to find these quotes. If you guys have a Tumblr, I have a link down below to my Tumblr, so you guys should totally follow me. It's my bookish one and not my personal or my Jesus-y type one. Look at me looking all cute. I'm just looking on point today. This weekend. I don't know if I'll like finish it this weekend. I mean, it looks like it could be finished before Sunday, and then I can start the Scorch trials. But I was